Foolishness. I didn't see you there. Just brushing up on some of my favorite literary classics. Even if a page turner like this isn't up your alley, did you know our libraries offer so much more than classic books? There's also things like passes to local museums. You can download ebooks onto your Kindle device. And super cool things like a team gaming program. Visit your local library and see all it has to offer.
Hello, I'm Gabe Ortiz, and this is WEDU Arts Plus. Based out of StPete, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is a morning radio show about hip-hop life and urban culture. Meet the hosts who inform and empower their listeners.
I'm Jabbar Edmond. I go by Mr. Edmond. My role, I'm a host and I'm co-founder.
My name is Brother John Muhammad, Your Brother John, YourBrotherJohn.com. And my role on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is host or co-host.
I just go by Kiana. Sometimes you may hear the guys call me Q. I may say Q just depending on my personality that day. And I'm the female of the crew. I think I keep balance when you look at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So that's my role.
And I'm Bruce Moore Jr. A lot of people do know Bruce Moore Jr., obviously being born and raised here and going to school here, but there's many more people that know Reno.
StPete is small, and so the good things and bad things that come with a small city, you know, everybody knowing each other, of course, would be one of the pluses.
My neighbors were not only just my neighbors, they became my family.
Trying to put that back now, like really getting back to a place where we know our neighbors and we look out for each other. There was a StPete that existed, you know, south of Central, and then there was another StPete that existed north of Central and downtown. It was a struggle then, and I think it's still, you know, somewhat a struggle for black people in the city of StPete.
Even with every step of progress we make, it's still a struggle to, implement that progress.
Did y'all hear about the weed college, the first cannabis college?
In Orlando.
Talk to us,
itself.
No, yeah, I've been looking at it.
This is serious, y'all.
Over a year ago.
If you got the charges,
marijuana.
go and get the degrees, King. You got years of experience, man. It ain't like you come into a classroom with no data.
Elon Musk said that a drug dealer knows how to manage and run a business better.
I can't believe that.
The real facts, man.
There we go. Now, this is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
I am the one and only Mr. Edmond.
We got a guest in the building.
Yes, Mr. Harold Bryant Jr.
Loving it. And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See that.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. What's good?
Okay, so we got him on 10 and a half.
Yeah, that's the version.
No.
That's the version. I don't know if that's this. Is that 10 and a
We
half?
just getting started.
Yeah, so we got him on 10 and a half.
No, I'm woke. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I'm acting like I ain't just wake up 10 minutes ago.
Me too.
Meanwhile, we
So,
back.
all right.
Believe that.
You were supposed to be fixing everybody.
So hold on. I want to talk about these lovely fruit cups.
Okay.
Right? One time for Crutel.
Yeah.
No excuses. And he's been flushing me with these. He's been under the interstate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The seasoning yellow.
Yes.
Yellow watermelon. Pink pineapple.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Pink
I'm
pineapple
just
is
saying.
the truth.
Exotic.
If I was to give up,
So that yellow that I'm looking at is not pineapple.
hey man, just chill.
I'm asking a question.
Yellow watermelon.
And then the pink
This is the original watermelon color.
The pink is not
The
green.
original watermelon was yellow, y'all.
The pink is
And this is a pink pineapple.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Never
y'all-
the truth.
So when y'all see them
It
sitting under
is
the interstate,
absolutely.
this is healthy eating. we need a whole store of this. We need a whole grocery store of this.
Yes, we do.
Right? You can feed the community, off a tree or a vine.
And if you'd like to contribute to us getting a grocery store and put that in there, you can go to ocgc.coop. ocgc.coop, because we do have the one community grocery co-op, and we're looking for membership. So if you'd like to see us with a grocery store and that to be in it, go to ocgc. What?
Big shots out to one community grocery co-op.
Yeah, Eric Hardison, Erica Hall, Chelsea, you, and everybody else. Yeah, and everybody else is a part of that movement.
I'm about to mute. I'm finna mute.
If I was on the phone, she would have hung up on me.
Really? I think he's doing good.
Listen, if I was on the phone, she would have hung up on me like 2 comments ago.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
Never stop. Join the conversation. 727-637-2416. Call in, y'all.
So it's What's on Your Mind Wednesday.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
I got some stuff on my mind.
Go ahead. What we gonna start with?
So I got it's a couple things. It's a couple
Good morning,
things.
Sierra. Thank you for the stars.
So the first thing is Harry Belafonte.
Okay.
Yesterday. That was.
So that's what
I've been seeing that. Harry Belafonte,
the
OG man, 96.
Mr. Deo.
Yeah, and so we sad to report that the actor, and he's an EGOT, I think that's he got an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. One of the few people to do that.
And he's like an activist, man. He's like
really real with that.
Hold on, just chill.
Just chill.
So the EGOT winning civil rights activist Harry Belafonte, he's died at 96.
Civil rights.
Yeah. On Tuesday, a rep for Belafonte
confirmed
that the legendary singer had passed away due to congestive heart failure. So he's born in the 1927 in Harlem and raised in Jamaica for a portion of his life. Belafonte would evolve into an influential figure within both the arts and civil rights spaces in America. He broke barriers as one of the first Black leading men in Hollywood in the 50s and 60s, often going up for roles alongside his acting contemporary and fellow barrier breaker, Sidney Poitier. Belafonte went on to star in films such as The Award Story, Island in the Sun, Odds Against Tomorrow, and perhaps most notably, Carmen Jones, starring with Dorothy Dandridge, which received critical acclaim. Belafonte is survived by his wife, Pamela, 4 children, 2 stepchildren, and 8 grandchildren.
How old is Pamela?
Oh,
Harry was 96. That's a blessing in itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What is she with 30? You know what?
I mean,
listen, I got the juice.
I subscribe. I subscribe to the 2 people that's in a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have rules on like how young you would go? Like how much younger than you would actually date a person?
So I do, but I don't.
Okay.
Right.
What's the youngest that at this age right now? What's the youngest you would go? It's all right. We went home about this. Stella got her group back.
Okay. My money to life too.
Hey man.
Yeah. My money to life.
So let's be honest. The youngest I've been is 15 years.
15 years younger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did that make you a cougar official?
Yes. So
okay.
She's a mermaid cougar.
I am. So here you go. This is where I am. This is where I'm at in life, and I can I can get your son, the daddy, and the granddaddy. They all like me. The son, the daddy, and the granddaddy.
So you can take a pick, huh?
Yes, they all. You know what I mean? And then I choose the one that I want.
You choose the one that you want. Look, and you so serious too. You like on your back straight. Like you doing your nails. I saw what you did there. Like that's
But I will tell you, I think there's rules in Kiana's land about about this. Like I think. So age don't make you mature, right?
Yeah.
I think certain life experiences do.
True.
Also is that I think it's creepy if you date somebody that you you watch grow up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you mentor and things like that. Yeah. I think that's like.
Is that grooming?
I think it's kind of predatory.
Or it could, yeah.
And to me it is.
Especially if it's like, okay, I've been watching you since you was a little.
Right, if you came to my house and I was like, and you called me Miss Kiana or Mama, and then next thing you know we're dating. Yeah. Okay. What fellas? Well, you're married. You're married.
You on the focal point.
Don't make this about me.
No, about you.
Hey, ask the audience. How low is too low?
How many years? How many years?
How old? You know?
Oh, somebody say, Kiana, you a cool guy.
You gotta call her.
It's what's on your
How low is too low?
It's what's on
your mind. Go ahead, call her.
Mother Pearl. King Reno, what's good, man? How low is too low? Okay.
Yes, King Reno, blessings.
Yes.
King Reed, I was just talking about you, boy.
Yep.
I just told him Miss Peanut got it on lock. We can't talk at the same time.
That's Miss Peanut.
That's Miss Peanut. That lady like Miss Peanut.
Oh, he said Miss Peanut parfait bowls. Okay. Because Miss Peanut is the only gourmet peanuts I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And they live up to the hype.
Here in St. Pete,
and they live up to it. Gourmet peanuts. Okay. So we redefined the parfait now.
That's not a parfait. Yeah, that's a gourmet entree.
Yeah. We redefined the parfait. Yeah,
the whole snack.
Okay, your favorite full-size snack. Okay. Yes. It's your favorite. Okay, we'll do. Where and when? Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Appreciate you, King Reed.
That's real. 10 out of 10.
All right, so y'all want to know what today is?
What's on your mind Wednesday?
No, that ain't today.
That's
another thing.
It's that day too. So check this out. You never guess this when we and I think how ironic it is that we have Scamp here. We're gonna talk about why he's here and what he's gonna do for us for the community.
It's divine.
But you'll never guess what today is.
I got it. Revolutionary Day.
Close.
I know. I mean buying shots.
Close. Close.
Is it dealing with the kings?
Not a kings. It's history. So
hold on before you say that.
Okay.
So just to repeat, because they couldn't hear Reno, I tried to take him up.
Okay.
He has his parfait peanuts. Come out there and get them. If he's under $2.75 with crude tail, and then he was saying get them cute because y'all say cougars. Shayna say generational. So yes, all right, go ahead. Generational.
It's all right. So now you got me wondering which line we on and how we sound. But okay, so today is Confederate Heroes Day.
Did you say revolutionary?
Yes, I said that was a revolution.
I'm telling you now.
Confederate Heroes Day. Now I'm gonna take my time and just say this, right? And then after this, we're gonna get into why Scamp is here. So Confederate Heroes Day. This is America. It is observed on April 26th annually in many southern U.S. states. The date is set apart to commemorate all the soldiers who lost their lives fighting for the Confederacy in the American Civil War. It is a day for ruminating on the sacrifices and achievements of the Confederate soldiers who did all they could to stand for what they believed in. Y'all see how they write in this history? These men will forever live in the memories of all Southerners for their heroic struggle, We understand, I'm trying to keep a straight face. We understand why this is so and join the former Confederate states to immortalize their lost sons and daughters. Here's a kicker and I'm gonna stop. Confederate Heroes Day is also called Confederate Memorial Day or Confederate Decoration Day. It is a state holiday in the southern United States to commemorate approximately 260,000 Confederate soldiers who lost their lives in the American Civil War. It was first celebrated in 1866, about 156 years back. Confederate History Day.
Crickets.
There's actually a day.
There's actually a day.
I want to say this.
Confederate History.
I'm not surprised. Because they got monuments, they got buildings named after them, courthouses. You know, you see them.
Yeah.
You see that big picture with that guy and his hand in his pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a Confederate.
That's one of they're honored.
I just can't believe that they actually have a day.
The funny thing about that is I just received an inbox about a similar group.
Okay.
A spin-off of that group.
Sure.
That we're trying to go to the school board.
Okay.
Moms of Liberty.
Moms of Liberty, yeah.
Like,
they probably celebrate
your mic
Confederate history.
It's called the Moms of Liberty, but they probably timed it with this day.
I bet they celebrating Confederate Memorial Day right now. Because that is just so crazy to me. Like the way that they set it up and read it, but like they don't want us to read and study our history. But for them, again, it is a day for ruminating. I don't even know what that means.
So this is what I
on the sacrifices and achievements.
Ruminate.
So here you go. I'm not. So for me, I'm not mad that they're celebrating, right? But what's good for the geese? So listen, you clutched your pearls. So listen, what's good for the geese is good for the gander.
Okay.
Right. So if you can find it okay to celebrate this, then you shouldn't be mad about us celebrating anything. You know what I mean? And we could go down to let's look at that. Everybody been doing Freaknik. We talked about that. They shut it down. No, there was nothing, no fights, nobody got killed, none, just people just hanging out. And the threatening of a whole bunch of black people getting together and hanging out and having a good time, not bothering nobody, brung an alarm where they had to shut down. We were here for Easter. It was tons of black people at Lake Vista minding their business. No fights, no gun violence.
People went to jail.
Wow, I got something for an intellectual gangster too, man. I wish he would say we're gonna have to pick this up because I know he got some history on this. It's commemorative landscapes, and it's just talking about the ways that they honor the Confederates. It says most states celebrate it near or on April 26th. However, Alabama and Florida celebrate theirs on the fourth Monday in April, while Mississippi celebrates on the last Monday in April. The two Carolina states celebrate theirs on May 10th. And then the major deviations from April 26th celebrations are in Texas, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And Texas celebrates theirs on January 19th, while Kentucky and Tennessee celebrate theirs on June 3rd. But apparently, like this on the
war early.
Yeah, I guess so.
They must be seeing early.
Yeah. No, so let me see what they say. They said they use key events to choose the observation days. So, for example, in 1916, 10 states celebrated it on June 3rd because that was the day that the then Confederacy president, Jefferson Davis, was born. Other states used May 10th because that was the day that Davis was captured by the Union Army. And then the first day that it was publicly celebrated was in 1874, but it was proclaimed by the Georgia legislature. But it's just not disappointed, not upset, but just like couldn't believe.
How dare you?
Couldn't really believe. And then as I was reading it, how they so flowery and nice about it, right? Like it's just amazing that.
But you know, it's how
doing that treason, like what, like you think about what they did and what the,
and if that was happening in this day and age right now,
yeah. So when Mr. Edmond talk about revolutionary, like man.
But you look at it, the media paint it however you want to, right?
Yeah.
And so you can elegantly put anything, you know, and then if you also
ChatGPT.
no, they did, but then you know, but then you can also make it as horrible as you want it to do. It's how you want to display it.
How you want to tell the story.
Right. And they control the narrative.
That's true.
Good morning, Mama Blue. Good morning, Crystal.
Because you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show right here on 99.1 FM. And man, y'all got to stay woke for real. No matter how many laws they pass and how much they try to stop it. Stay woke, man. So that was that.
Well, I mean, honestly, we're at that point of the hour.
Okay. So I mean, if we got
2 minutes.
So World Intellectual Property Day also takes place every year on April 26th. It was established by the World Intellectual Property Organization in 2000. Figured Mr. Edmund would like this one. The purpose of this holiday is to raise awareness about patents, copyrights, and trademarks. People can learn more about these laws that impact our lives every day. It helps us to celebrate the talent and creativity that makes us able to recognize the contribution of creators in the world. They help to foster the development of society and culture. Here's something that I wanted to ask y'all about. It says, we would agree that innovation is what keeps us moving towards new and a more advanced society. It says, it is important to have intellectual property regulations to prevent the theft of original work, promoting the notion that creators should have full ownership of their inventions. What y'all think about that? Should creators have full ownership of their inventions?
I think you do.
You should, and maybe get royalties from it. But like how you just brought up ChatGPT,
right?
This day here may be null and void in about 5 years because ChatGPT, it is no plagiarism. Like you can literally just, like you say,
it is plagiarism. Plagiarism doesn't stop, right?
Okay.
So that's one thing. The technology, I mean, the laws got to catch up with technology, but you cannot plagiarize no matter who does it.
No, like
no matter where it comes from.
Plagiarism,
like using somebody's stuff.
That's like copying somebody. So how does GPT change it?
Use the same phrase, like create a narrative for
Confederate,
right, or whatever.
Okay,
and we use the exact same words. Will ChatGPT give us the exact same phrase?
We got to see. We just need to sit.
I don't think so, but I think everything on. So with phrases, every word matters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One word different, two words different. It's changed.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So it's like if you think about it, it's like a Rubik's cube, and it's very not often that those words land the same.
But it's only one way to solve a cube, though. But let's pause it because I want to talk more about that. We're gonna pause for the cause. We got to take a break. I want to show this clip. There's a clip of Harry Belafonte's life. We're gonna show that during the break to our Facebook audience, and then the radio y'all are here. Democracy Now, and we'll be back.
Right.
How long?
7 minutes after the hour. But share, tag, send stars, donate.
All the things.
All right.
The reason I hang around is to make sure that in my old age, if I live to see it, I will be able to say that in my lifetime I did all that I could with what was at my disposal.
Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship. When I reached Jamaica,
here is Harry Belafonte.
Ladies and gentlemen, Harry Belafonte.
Mr. Harry Belafonte.
And now it says here tonight that we're going to have the fabulous Harry Belafonte. Here he comes.
What kind of woman is calling out? Every day you will hear her shout. What kind of woman is calling out? Every day.
As the senator of my state, New York, you have sometimes caused me great anxiety because I read about your journeys around the world. But I think the thing that frightened me most was when I read that you were in the Amazon River and you went diving into the heart of that river in the midst of piranha. Is that true?
No, but it sounds right.
I'm not a politician, I'm an artist. And I find that if my art is done well and is received by many people, that in itself is a contribution.
Dr. King called me, and he said that he'd heard about me and that he heard that I was an artist with a deep sense of social commitment, and that he wanted to talk to me because he was trying to recruit forces to help him on this mission that was overwhelming him.
I really wish I could be around for the rest of this century to see what Hollywood does with the rest of the century. Maybe, just maybe, it could be civilization's game changer.
District 7 is located along its north end on 5th Avenue North, all the way down to 54th Avenue South, from as far west as 58th Street to 16th Street South on the east. I'm Brother John Muhammad, your council member for District 7. We're standing in one of my favorite spots in the district, Clam Bayou Preserve. This nature preserve is a great destination for anyone looking to escape the buzz of city life. The park offers walking and biking trails and a launching spot for kayakers and paddleboarders. It's easy to stay active and outdoors around here. District 7 is also home to the Thomas Jet Jackson Rec Center, Genie Hall Pool, and the Child's Park Recreation Center, where you can spot one of our most recognizable landmarks in the district, the Dream Big, Be Big mural. If those destinations weren't enough, we also have the Skyway Trail and the Pinellas Trail, offering car-free mobility throughout the district and connecting to other parts of the city of St. Petersburg. If history and culture is what you seek, this district is also rich with options, from the Dr. Carter G. Woodson African American Museum, a stroll along the African American Heritage Trail, or a visit to the historic Manhattan Casino. Our local businesses shine in the district. Local shops and good food can be found throughout, including the Deuces Live Main Street and the 16th Street Business District. District 7's locations within St. Pete is also close proximity to just about everything, whether you're looking for access to downtown or the waterfront on the east, or the Gulf beaches to the west. There's a lot that I can say about what I love about representing this district, but what it really comes down to is the people who live here, the people who work here, and the rich history of resilience, all due to a community that has overcome barriers to progress time and time again.
It's known that more than 400 civilians have died.
Here we go.
And just like that,
we're back.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
I am the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And we got
Mr. Harold Bryan Jr.
in the building, baby.
Well, that's one good intro right
That
there.
is. And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See That.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. And that's what we're doing. Like, really, for real. Like, it's cool, y'all.
We made it to Wednesday. We halfway through the week. Hump day.
We ain't even gonna say it's the hump day.
Yeah.
We ready to Thursday.
Yeah.
You ready for Thursday?
Ready for Thursday. So tell us what's happening Thursday.
I mean, it's the Courageous 12, a legacy of equity. And I would say, like, this event, it's really like groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I know we've had a lot of things where we honored the Courageous 12, but we have the last living member, Mr. Leon Jackson.
Okay.
In the building, in the space. Actually, we pulled off a good community-led event, calling in all past police chiefs, Goliath Davis, high-ranking officers of BIPOC color. I mean, it's gonna be a good event.
Yeah,
for sure.
Can people still get like?
They can register, but we do. I would say you need to register now because I just checked the numbers. Drum roll, we are at 189 community members in the building.
Okay, yeah.
So once we hit 200, just to make sure we're safe for safety numbers,
let me register down.
We'll go ahead and.
I was just gonna pull up.
Me too.
You can pull up. You can pull up. There's never not gonna be anyone turned their way.
Okay.
Can you? Since we here, can you just confirm us?
Confirm y'all, yeah.
So it's actually
the Breakfast Club.
193.
Yes.
yes. Got you.
When you say that number,
I'm registered.
Add a few more to it, man.
When I say this has been a labor of love,
yeah.
I've worked on this project for the past 4 months.
Yeah.
And just dealing with community, that's my spot. That's my sweet spot. I like to be amongst my people, but just going and like hearing the stories of each one of these officers, reaching out to the families and seeing their legacy still living on with their descendants is just amazing.
That is amazing, man, because we have living history like right with us.
Yes.
And I think this also helps for us to contextualize the fact that it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Like when we look at the 60s and the 70s, especially how they taught it in school, like it looked like, and then it was black and white pictures too, and black and white video clips, and so you look at that like, man, that was way before our time.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't like it was in our mama them days, right? And to be able to have a living member of the Courageous 12 in the building is phenomenal, man.
Like how the phrase go, all my heroes don't appear on those stamps.
That's right. That's right.
Really,
that's the truth.
It really is, and I think just having the past police chief and the current police chief in the same space.
Goliath Davis. Yeah. Okay.
And to see that they stand on the shoulders of these men, but ask them like, okay, so here's a question.
Right.
What has changed?
Oh,
what has
wow.
changed? Like how have them being able to walk made you able to run? So what are we going to put in place for this next generation?
Okay. Yeah. No. So it's going to be a panel.
It's going to be a panel,
Gotcha. No, that's amazing, man, and be able to hear that testimony and the story. So for those who don't know what the Courageous 12, who are the Courageous 12 and what did they do?
The Courageous 12 were basically there were 12 police officers in St. Petersburg, Florida. They actually had some discrepancies with their white counterparts where they weren't even allowed to arrest white citizens at that particular time. So the chairman of this group said, you know what, enough is enough.
Yeah.
I want equitable. I want to be able to do the things that my job entitles me to do, which is Mr. Freddie Crawford.
Okay.
And he gathered other members and they said, you know what, we're going to sue the city and make sure that we have equitable process in our job, equitable pay, but also just to be able to do it. And I think it goes back to back then we had community policing, meaning the police officer looked at like us.
Right.
So that kind of cuts down that, like say the pipeline for children. Like say if they raised in the neighborhood, you're not finna send them to jail all the time because you know their mom, you know their father.
You know their circumstance, their situation.
This is a hand slap, but at the same time, don't play with me, because this could end in another way. That's what we need to bring back to our community.
So
they actually,
they filed a lawsuit.
The foundation,
and so they couldn't arrest white people. I mean, that sounds
not at all.
Like so you got a job, though. You like they just look at you and be like, sure, whatever. Yeah.
Oh
like,
they couldn't. You couldn't go in white places and eat. Yeah. You couldn't sit down at the what they call it the coffee bar.
Right.
You got to get it out the back.
Yeah.
But
even the police,
and all of this is going on at the same time. And so if they see a white person committing a crime, what they got to do? Call another white officer,
or just get away with it.
So it's like top flight.
Yeah.
So they was like top flight security.
He's running. But no privilege.
He's running. No privilege. It's kind of like Harlem Night at the end. What y'all doing? And then they was like, "We got this, you jigs." Move.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that because the reality is that. We had to fight for just the basic rights to do our job. The job is to make sure the community is safe. So they had to protest, and that made a movement all around America.
Yeah, when
that ain't just hit here.
When they filed that lawsuit. Yeah.
So one thing about
dominoes, that's one of the dominoes. I heard this from an elder. Yeah. That was one of the dominoes that helped start some of the civil rights, everything.
Yeah.
But look at St. Pete. If you look at it, St. Pete,
rich civil rights history.
We spearhead a lot of stuff.
We've done it.
We had the chairman on, and one thing he said about St. Pete, he'd been a lot of places, but St. Pete is resilient.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
And we take the hits for everybody else to be great.
Forward.
Yeah, a lot of incidents.
And I can't say this ain't the last of it.
Right.
This is the first of a series.
Okay.
Like you said, how it sparked certain things. So I ain't gonna let the cat out the bag. But just know we got a full calendar for y'all, for community to be engaged.
This is the beginning, not the end.
Yes.
Oh man, no, this is gonna be good, and I'm really looking forward to that. Like you said, having one of the living members,
12.
12.
So I heard that it's like, you know, a lot of them have passed.
Yes,
like almost all of them.
Yeah.
So and he how old he is, like 82.
Yeah, he's in his 80s.
Yeah.
But
So
active. When I say active,
Yeah.
sharp as a tack.
So it ain't like an old 82.
I think I've met him.
And he got his book.
I think I met him. What's his name again?
Mr. Leon
Mr. Leon Jackson.
You know, so you're looking at like, okay, 80. So we think about that. Like me and Brother John, y'all might subscribe to this. We both say that we want to be so old. People want to ask us how we got there.
Yeah,
Like,
what's
what's
the
the
secret?
secret?
What
What's
did you
the
do?
secret?
Yeah.
But like
What's
you look at him, you say he's sharp. Then we look at the chairman who was here, who's 82.
Yeah.
And he cannot do all of it.
But it goes back. You got to keep this stuff in your diet. Like,
Yeah.
When they were back
I
then,
appreciate you.
they had a lot of just
Thanks, Crew.
wholesome school. Like even with my grandmother, when she moved on her street, it was an orchid, like an orchard, an orange orchard. She said it was
Okay.
dirt roads, but she literally seen a neighborhood grow up around her.
Wow.
Like houses going up.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
she could live off a Publix chicken for 3 days.
Off the
because
land,
when
yeah.
she gonna cut it up. She knows her portions.
That's
they
true.
had a healthier diet plan back then.
Yeah,
That's true.
bigger portion.
And
Better portion, not bigger.
And I remember reading, not better, not bigger. I remember reading too that like even the nutritional value of the foods that we eat. So like they said, a carrot from like 50 years ago
is way better.
Is way more nutritional than what it is now because just what they've done with the soil, what they're doing with the seeds,
pesticides.
It's crazy. I want to talk about the Courageous 12, right?
Mhm.
And you know how they couldn't arrest whites, right? And you look at it.
That's crazy when you think about it.
It is crazy, but then like we fast forward here, and look at some of the changes or not of where there's still leniency when you look at people when you arrest whites compared to the blacks.
Oh, so it's still going on.
You know what I mean?
So can black police arrest white people now?
They can arrest them, but
no, I'm talking about the mental. I'm talking about the mental. I ain't talking about the law. I ain't talking about. I'm just talking about when you see, you know what I'm saying, a black man standing next to a white man. Which one you search? Which one you detain?
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying, and then do that over 1,000 days. You get what I'm saying, or 1,000 times, and then see what you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So that's what I was thinking.
They had that video with the two people in the mall, the two children in the mall fighting,
right?
And the white guy swung on the black guy. The black guy defended himself
and got arrested.
And when the police came, they had the white dude who was the aggressor sit down over there and pounced on the black boy. Like, so yeah, that stuff is
so
real,
like you
man.
looking at it. So how much have we really changed?
That's what they're gonna ask.
The dialogue.
That's what they're gonna be asking.
And I got a real question for that too. Also to add, like, you know, not how much has it changed, but how much and how hard are we willing to push?
Yeah.
Are we? No, I'm talking about like what these men did. Like they put their life on the line. They push.
Yeah.
This was what they call avant-garde. Right? What is going to be the avant-garde step that the black officers take today?
Right.
Right? You get what I'm saying? Because that wasn't normal. That was complete. Them boys had to lawyer up.
James Sanders. James Sanders.
Just chill, man. I know the story. That's why I'm running it down. Just chill. I'm just unwinding. I'm unwinding. I'm winding it slow out. Just chill.
Got the cliffhanger. We leave.
Listen. Yeah, them boys had to lawyer up. You know what I'm saying? And they took it to the man.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so the reality is, like, how much are we willing to do that today?
I think that the name alone really rings bell when you say Courageous 12. Like, why did it take courage? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what made them courageous?
What made them courageous? Like, it don't
That's
say
real.
It don't say the Black 12, the ones who sued. Like, it says Courageous 12. So what were they up against? Well, they had to take on courage. Because
people got lynched in St. Pete.
Courage is not the absence of fear.
I'm just saying,
courage is what you do when you challenge your fear. So what were they afraid of?
I just told you people was getting lynched. You know, they hung somebody right there on MLK Street in Central. The police, they took him out the police. They took the man out the police station
and hung him.
They say that. I mean, I heard stories. I heard
that too.
So when you look at
some stories about that, you know, that wasn't a lifetime ago either.
No, it was not.
It wasn't. So when you're thinking of like the Courageous 12, and you ask what made it courageous, just think they had families.
Yeah.
And when they're out there, people attack your families out there. When you're going against the grain and you're saying you're looking at it because you're looking at the prize people, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying, hey, you want to touch us? Because at this point, they didn't even want us to touch them. They didn't want us to even get in the same pool with them because they thought our blackness will go.
Our boo-boo to go down the same toilet they boo-boo went down.
We couldn't even sit on the same green chairs as them.
Yeah,
right?
Green benches.
The green benches.
That's coming. Is that coming to the center?
We got to figure that out. But that might be another.
We need to have a conversation at the center.
Yeah.
About them green benches that they celebrate.
So you think about that. They're going against the grain. So not only they're angry at them, and if they couldn't touch them, the next thing you touch what's closest to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
true.
so you got to
Your
think if they
families,
had children and all that other stuff, they had to send them to school. All this other stuff. They not only risk their lives, their family lives for everybody else to be able to do their jobs.
Yeah.
So yes.
Because it was 15 officers. 3 of them say, "No, I ain't got no. I ain't trying to, trying to keep my head down."
Them 3 went to see the wizard.
Yeah.
The wonderful wizard.
The courageous 12 went one way. The other 3 went down the yellow brick road.
See, even with the courageous 12, they, like you said, they sparked a movement.
Yeah.
They actually sparked the Fearless 4, which came out of Tampa.
Okay.
So that's
okay. Oh no, that was a big movie though. I mean, not movie, but movement. It needs to be a movie.
Yeah.
But that was a big
Now
movie.
y'all see what they doing in St. Pete? We finna do that.
Listen, it was all.
They had, and you got like a living. Yeah.
This chill. We just chill.
So you saw what you just said? You saw what they did in St. Pete. Remember when we was talking about rent control?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, y'all see what they doing in St. Pete?
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, oftentimes
they start doing it in other places.
But oftentimes you don't mention that catalyst point.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of times that get overlooked. That's why a lot of times people don't know how courageous they really was and what they started. Even the sanitation strike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When that picture of them boys standing on City Hall steps, it reverberated all the way to Oakland, California.
Right.
And the Panthers went out there with their guns the next time. They upped the ante.
Yeah. Right.
They seen what happened here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it affected all the way over in Cali.
But I think with Oakland and St. Pete, they have so many similarities. Like I said, I don't live on the West Coast. I feel more at home in Oakland and St. Pete. It's like it's no different. It don't look like a change.
Yeah.
You like say you have the movement there. You have the Uhuru movement there. You have the movement here.
Right.
So it's like there's so many overlapping coincidences.
Right.
So it's like I feel like it's like a second home.
Yeah. Oh, look. Speaking of Oakland, it's on topic but off topic. But you mentioned Oakland. They dealing with something with their baseball team.
Yeah.
Like the baseball team just
trash.
No, they bucked them.
Oh, they buck it. Oh, listen, if anybody does research on baseball teams and the relationships with the cities they're in,
they buck
it is a very tainted relationship. It's not like, you have big examples to look at. You know how when you want to find the person who doing it right, it's very difficult when you're dealing with those professional teams and those billionaire owners.
Right.
You know what I mean? They all move into the hood. They buy the cheap land. Build and and then you see the hood, and then they gentrify the hood. Atlanta. Every place you can name 1,000 places in Tampa.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
St. Pete.
That's a
mic drop moment.
Look, that's how we started because the parallels between Oakland and St. Pete.
So circle back.
So they was doing like all of these things to make concessions for the Oakland A's, and they got to basically the moment when they was getting ready to execute the play, and they said, you know what, we're going to Vegas. They moving to
yep, I seen that.
They moving to Las Vegas. But like everything that they asked the city to do, the city did, and that
is a good move. But listen, but that's a good move. Going to Vegas is a good move for them.
Yeah, a lot of
the
Raiders
went to Vegas. So they
building the Oakland teams going to Vegas.
Ooh, they already be driving right over there.
Yeah, the second team from Oakland to move out there. But
Oakland, what you doing?
Yeah,
we got it.
But no, what they were saying was that
pipeline.
So I was watching the press conference, and as an elected official that's dealing with a major league team and negotiations and all of that right now, I perked up when I seen it, and she was just like listing all of the stuff that they did and all of the concessions they made, the money they gave, the land, all of the things that they did in order to try and keep this team there.
Oh, so the team got the land in everything.
They got it.
They read the best.
This sounds like a one-sided relationship.
And then buck
them. That's why they bucked them. It wasn't like they just
no,
they bucked them because they was putting them through the ringer for like 3 or 4 years. You know how long that stuff be taking. And,
this sounds like a bad relationship. Trying, somebody like giving, trying to do everything they can to make it stay. And then
it's the allure of the sports franchise.
Now bring it back to St. Pete. After the announcement of the developer for Tropicana Field, the team went and did a press conference.
I would say there ain't no promises.
Come on, man.
I know. Listen.
Man.
So when I watch the press conference, I'm going to interject.
We're talking about Oakland and St. Pete.
So when I'm going to interject right here. So I was watching it, right? So y'all don't know we was deep in it, like late night watching everything. We was in this, right?
Yeah.
So when they decided and picked them, they did that press conference. They had the black dude. They had the people sitting there. So I took notice of who was there.
Okay.
Right? Because that's important.
Right.
And when they said that they weren't going to make no promises about that contract, I said, the leverage has just left the building.
Okay.
See, it's something called leverage in business, right? And when you have leverage, no matter how cozy your relationship with the person you're doing business with, you have to use your leverage. You don't give up your leverage.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Yeah,
tighten up.
And you saw when the leverage
tighten down.
Yeah, so St. Pete, take a look at Oakland and just brace yourself. I mean,
don't
we
give
hope
up your leverage.
That's not the way that it goes with
So
the
you
Tampa
saying
Bay
even with
Rays.
a winning record, we may be like maybe it made a Chicago Rays by 2 years.
They said it.
No, they like
like
Canada. They like Canada. They said they want to go to Canada.
They trying to get out the country all
But
over.
look, just think about it. If you look at it, if one person is loyal and faithful and the other one's still out there playing, then that means that somebody
pump your brakes.
Somebody gonna get the short end.
Somebody's gonna because you're not equally yoked, as they would say. That you're not on the same page.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Y'all are not in the same committed relationship. Like
but I digress. But so the Courageous 12
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. What
April
time?
27th, 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m.
I'm glad you said tomorrow.
Yeah.
And not Thursday.
Yeah.
Right.
That's real. Listen, I was just telling somebody that. Where we was at?
That's a promoter.
Hey,
no, it was here.
With the chairman. Yeah, with the chairman. They like Thursday. I say, y'all better say tomorrow.
Yeah, it was like tomorrow. You better say tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Because you keep saying Thursday. And people are like, oh yeah, we got time. No, we said tomorrow night.
Because today is Wednesday.
Hey,
yes.
The fear of missing out. FOMO. You don't want to miss.
Yeah.
And you know the
bring the kids.
St. Pete Black History living.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Wait.
Tomorrow.
Pause. I don't think anybody heard what Harold just said.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm going to say that because
FOMO,
this is
fear
no. The most important thing I think he said to bring the kids.
It is a family-friendly event.
Yes.
Bring the kids.
That's
because they
That's
need to know the history. Because I mean, we kind of know it, you know what I mean, and it's good for us. But listen, they're gonna be the ones that's gonna be the next
Courageous.
12. I couldn't say
Hopefully
courageous
they don't have
12.
to be courageous.
I mean, we're always gonna have to be courageous when it comes in. If we look at the society that we in and we're making strive, there's always gonna be something that we're gonna need to make it better. And we need to have people. We need our children to see that it's okay to stand on what you believe in.
Right.
Stand on it.
Stand on it. Yeah, you gotta stand. I
That's
stand on
real,
that.
man.
E40. I was just listening. I was just listening to that. So you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show, right here on WUJM 99.1 FM. This is a community-owned public media resource, and as such, we rely on the support of listeners like you to help keep the shows that you love on the air, keep the doors open, lights on, and just keep this quality programming going out.
Hold on.
And so we definitely would thank you for your support. Thank y'all for tuning in, listening, but also if you want to take some more concrete, substantive action, you can go to www.99jamstheberg.com and make a donation and contribute to the station. Do that and do it now. Thank you.
There you go. All right, caller.
Hey, listeners, I apologize. If you buy some of Mrs. Peanut's parfait bowls and you use the word the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club amongst your purchase, you will receive an additional 20% off your purchase.
Okay.
Just to let those listeners know, anyone who buys Mrs. Peanut parfait bowls and uses the word Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, they get an additional 20% off of their purchase.
I love that.
Back, y'all.
Promo codes. We got promo code. We got our own promo code, y'all.
Because we're the best morning show in the land.
In the land.
Drum roll.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
I told you, I've been said it.
Yeah. You've been said it. You said it.
That's my motto.
That's like Muhammad Ali. He said, I said I was the greatest before I ever realized I was.
You gotta believe it first.
I'm telling you.
Convince yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about the greatest, there was an indictment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of the members of the African Socialist Party, known as the Uhuru.
Yeah.
They indicted Chairman O'Malley. They indicted, when I say they, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, or whoever, some governmental agency.
The alphabet boy.
If I'm not mistaken, Penny Hess, Miss Penny Hess, if I think I said her name right.
Penny Hess on there.
And then it was Jesse Neville.
The chairman, and I forget the other one, Romaine, somebody. I don't know the other person.
Yeah, I don't know the other person either.
And so, long story short, this is St. Pete history as well. A lot of people quick to disown and quickly to choose sides or pick the government, right? Because honestly, that's what Big Brother has taught us to do. But right now, the jury has not been chosen. The trial is still set in America. People are innocent until proven guilty. And it doesn't change because you live in St. Pete or because you change your name or because you rip the mural off the wall in City Hall, or if you how can I say went to jail or went to prison. You are still innocent of all charges until the jury has made their decision. The judge.
A wise man once told me that drug dealers get free, but revolutionaries never get out.
Yeah. Yeah, once they lock up a revolutionary,
they never see freedom again.
Yeah.
But drug dealers will be able to get out. Now, I want y'all to sit there and take that in.
Yeah.
Again, drug dealers will be free, but somebody who's fighting for your freedom will never see the light of day again.
Well, that's what the chairman, when he was here, he said.
I was talking about persecution, and he was talking about.
He said freedom of black people has never been legal in this country.
It's not legal, and the fight for freedom of black people isn't legal. Sometimes I done been in meetings, and I say, "Hey, I want to make sure we do something for the black community," and watch other black people look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Right, and like I done seen the Arabs get took out the room because you at a CRA meeting, you say, "Hey, ain't no black people on that list." Right. Remember they used to give out the list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got videos. I've been at the meeting, and hey man, all those people downtown.
Right.
The vast majority and the large.
Got a map. Remember these?
Yeah. Now they don't give out none of that. It's just like you got to search it and have a public records request or do whatever
let's
stuff.
Bring that CRA grants map back, y'all.
Yeah, let's see where the money going. Let's do an audit of where the money has been going the entire time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because the reality is. A lot of times our community is overlooked, and then when somebody speaks up to it, now they label you a revolutionary,
become the target,
and now you're the target, and then now a governmental agency can come in and say, "Hey, he been jumping off the roof. We taking him to jail."
Right.
And I will say, if you look at the history of it,
I ain't never seen him on the roof.
Look at the history and just do your history on it, and I'm gonna let everybody else do their research on it, and you see that our government whenever anybody is going to form a group and fight for their freedom, they become, if you look at it, they become the outsiders. Yep. They then tag them as working with somebody outside our country. And I love when the chairman say, I didn't need the Russians to tell me that black people needed to be treated better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't need all of that others, and other Black Panthers did not need anybody to come and tell them that we needed to be fed better. You know what I mean?
and to say that, America has treated black people wrong, right? That there's laws on the book that are intentionally, unequitable to black people and harmful to black people. That's a fact. That's not Russian propaganda.
Right.
That's an American fact. This is what, the sons of the Confederate and the Patriots wanted.
Yeah.
Right. Let's stop playing. Come on, let's stop playing. Y'all wanted to oppress us.
I wonder where the St. Pete rally gonna be at. You think they're gonna have a Pinellas County?
They're not. And you want me to tell you why? Which is kind of.
I mean, they might. They might. We got.
They got one.
It's low.
Man, listen.
It
ain't. No, man.
It's low key on our side.
Yes,
they probably on the radio somewhere like y'all.
Oh, wait.
They pull up.
That's real.
They saying pull up. They probably saying another word.
Yeah, they probably saying.
They'll say pull up. They'll say pull up. They appropriate
All
culture.
you need to do is just ride on the wrong side of town. You will see.
Go to Kenneth City or somewhere.
I just say, just look for the, just look for the flags. You'll see the flags.
You'll see them.
Flag
You'll definitely see them.
But to your point though, I mean that speaks to why they was courageous and what made them courageous when we talked about what
what made them courageous.
They had the fear,
exactly,
like the white backlash of taking an action like that,
and the black backlash, all of it all around. It was a spraying effect.
Yeah.
Because this is what I'm gonna also ask is our community. Allow them to do their jobs. Don't do their jobs for them. A lot of times we hop on. I'm gonna say, and I'll say that again.
Do I need to hit the views expressed on?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Is this the views expressed?
For real.
You can. And
this whole show is views expressed.
And
from this point on.
And you can look at Kiana with that. This ain't. You know what I mean when I say that. Let them do their job. Don't do their jobs for them. Do not give them false information because of how you feel. Feelings are not facts. You may feel a way and your feelings are real, but they're not facts because they change with the wind. Just because you don't agree with how somebody may have done something does not mean that they're wrong. And I will tell you this and what's also fact is that there always been conversations and the chairman did not do this by himself. Yeah. Right? He did not go to City Hall and pull down the mural by himself. He heard the voice of his people. And it's really, and I'm going to tell you what's really sad, and I stand by my people here, is that you call when nobody's looking to ask for help, but then you can't stand by somebody else's side when they need your help. Yeah. So don't, that right there is cowardly.
Yeah.
I will say that is because I know that you will call somebody when you can't stand up yourself and do it, but you'll call the person that you know that will get out there and fight because you don't want to fight, but you want it done. That right there ain't cool.
Yeah,
I want to say this.
Again, the views that's expressed.
But no, and I want to say this because I agree with that 100%, and that's a part of oppression, right? That's a glimpse of oppression is when people would rather participate in their own oppression.
Yeah.
Right. It hits that hard. You'll see, a violent situation, and then the person who being violent against the victim becomes violent as well.
Yeah.
That's part of that's part of the psychological effects of oppression because people help oppress themselves.
They fall in love with what's called a Florence Nightingale.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. So I was watching the Ray Tampa podcast. Actually right here on 99 Jam.
Yes, big shout out to New Image Project.
And yes, thank you. And they had one of the brothers who was alive during that time when the mural was taken down, and he was talking about how they would go to City Hall and they saw it, and they was always bothered by it, but they never, the thought never occurred to them
take it down.
To take it down. And so they was like, when O'Malley did it and he took it down, like it was a really racist mural, and they just endured it for years. And so when he did it, like the symbolism of it, and he said that when he's tell the story about it, he didn't go there to do that.
No, it was something else.
He was there for something else. And then as,
like, let me get that.
As he walking out,
let me get that.
And as you walking out, and you look up and you like,
let me get that. Let me get that about you.
It was enough is enough, and he just snapped and he pulled it down. But the impact of that. Like with the brother who was here, and when he was talking about it, I think they was in their 20s at the time, and he was like, that really inspired a lot of people because they was like, even if you didn't agree with him, you knew that what he did with that was right. You know what I'm saying? Now, there was other stuff, the way that he was going about solving the problems, because the socialist conversation and all of that stuff, that's something that we really have to sit down and have. But for them, like, just to see the way he was standing up and the way he took that mural down and what it meant, like, they was really
I want to say something about the socialist thing, right? Because like we got the first democratic socialist like on the city council. So you get what I'm saying? You gotta think. It's so crazy. You get what I'm saying? Because we get those labels put on us, and then people treat us different because of it. You know what I'm saying? And I done got labels all over my head, and people treat me different because of it. And I hate to see it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm watching it play out in real time with like a living legend.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then the people backbiting, you know what I'm saying? I done been on them threads. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, what is this?
Right.
Are these people serious? And they are. Right? And it is. I don't care that you're fighting for my freedom because I don't feel that I need to be free. We didn't discuss this. I didn't talk to you about saving me, and that's how people feel on the inside.
But then but then on the flip side, they do, because again, they know. Let me tell you that. So this is just like they know who your fighters are, right?
Oh, they go meet the fighter. You right though.
They know who the fighters is, and people will then talk in your ear and then sit back and know what you're gonna do. So people know how to push the person up that's gonna go and make the fight, and then they sit back. It's like throw the stone, hide your hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then act like you didn't have nothing to do with it. No, they want to be free. They want to be. But listen,
so how do you get it? You just reminded me of that thing. I hope I say it right, but if I don't, y'all can Google it. Meritorious manumission. And it was a law that basically said if you was a black person that told on a white person, on a black revolutionary. So the Nat Turners of the world, like there was a black person who was in the meetings listening, and then they went back and told. There was a law that rewarded that. It was called meritorious manumission.
Yep, and they give them their freedom and stuff.
So they reward them.
They reward them for telling on somebody.
This is what you got.
Policy.
We got this still today.
It's
going on.
And
so here we go.
The early version of COINTELPRO was like.
So here you go. When you look at it, they won't promote us as a group. Right.
But they individualize.
So you have one that will turn their back on the group to get the small piece of pie. And honestly, when you have one, then they pull the strings on how much power you think that you have. But in a group, they cannot do that.
Right.
And so they divide you from the group. Again, I'm going to say the group.
Yeah.
Intentionally, and make you feel that you're up here, but yet they're pulling the strings and there's nothing being done for our community. And I always say, what is more important, for you to be right or for us to fix the situation?
I think it's some people, because and this is real, some people just want to be right, because some of the situations that our community is in, I ain't gonna say they're easily handled or was easily handled, but small investments in the past would have paid off big right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was thinking about this last night. So remember, we lobbied, they were going to build the police station with the 200 or the 500,000 that was needed to do Childs Park Lake.
Yeah.
Right. We got the word. City council member Wingate Newton gave us the word that, hey, they're going to sweep your $500,000 into the multi-million-dollar police station.
Yeah.
Y'all need to start, making some noise or lobbying for y'all in. So a lot of people know, because we ain't make a lot of noise. We just went to doing the meetings and playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
that's true.
And but the real and the reason I brought this up, because we only got 250,000.
Yeah.
Right, out of 500,000, and now to put those same amenities is going to cost us $1 million.
That's what you're saying. The small investment.
Then would have been so big now.
Yeah.
Right, and that's just a small example of a lot of things. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And what you call it, monumentum?
Meritorious
manumission. Say it again.
Meritorious, like merit.
Meritorious.
Like you did a good thing.
Okay,
so
meritorious
manumission.
And our intellectual gangster is in the chat too. So if you can maybe put us a link, put us a link in there, or give us a call.
Brother Donnie, call in.
Brother Donnie, call in, man.
We got some time.
Okay, hold on. So this is his thoughts on socialism. He said the ruling class wants socialism for themselves, i.e., farm subsidies, government funding, police protection, emergency systems, the military, but the ruling class wants capitalism, labor exploitation, market-based solutions, and land appropriation for the poor. It's what's on your mind Wednesday.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, I just want to say, hey, y'all right on point, but that they do that right now today with the where they give you a couple dollars to go tell on whoever in the neighborhood.
Yes.
And then when you're incarcerated, it's called meritorious gain time. So if you tell on another inmate or you tell on somebody on the outside, you get meritorious gain time.
Wow.
So and it was also in the movie Roots when the dude, when he got killed, he said, I'd rather hang and die. and he told the other dude, "You did this to me."
Yeah.
Because you
told. Yeah.
So I just wanted to.
No, you're right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And like you said, it's still going on where they'll reward you for, turning on your people pretty much.
It does.
I mean, and that go back to like Judas and the 30 pieces of silver, right? Like that was him telling on the revolutionary. Jesus,
the first COINTELPRO.
Jesus was the revolutionary, the first one to be bought. You know what I'm saying? And they really like.
Yeah, Jesus was a revolutionary.
He was a revolutionary. Like, if we look at what he was doing and what he was saying,
going against the grain.
Yeah. He was.
They don't want you to do that. Though.
Yeah, he was the ultimate revolutionary. You talking about willing to give your life for a cause and commit. You know what I'm saying? And be willing to die for something
and cross Caesar.
Come on, man.
These were the most ruthless of them all.
Oh man,
Caesar them.
And then you look at how they did him.
Caesar them. Y'all seen 300?
Yeah. And YouTube, right, and YouTube, and he, he really. If you look at how they did him too, like they celebrated him and then they demonized him and made the people turn on him, and they was calling people to try and get people to turn on him, and that was like the whole Lazarus thing. He was like, I can't turn on the man because I was blind, now I see.
So now in that same context, that'll be them calling and having a meeting with the leaders to turn the leader against the leader.
Yes,
well,
sir.
listen,
yes, sir.
History always repeats itself,
and
I'm going to tell you, they do not change the playbook.
No,
the playbook is never changed.
Oh, so it's basic?
It's really.
You mean
basic.
to tell me it's not complex?
As long as you're doing.
That's it. It's
You don't reinvent the wheel. Look at it.
They put it in Chat GPT. Divide and conquer Negroes in 2023.
Oh my God!
And then they run the play. But when you look at it, it's the same play that they've been running for years.
It's the same playbook that because.
So don't be so quick to jump on that wagon. That's all.
Yeah, definitely don't.
Don't be so quick to jump on
no
that
bandwagon jump.
No, don't jump on that wagon. Wait, like you said, innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Man, people they support people who've been convicted. It's January 6 people who've been convicted and who are being treated like rock stars.
They're guilty.
So you pick the side.
They are guilty.
Any side you get on, I'm with you. Can you pick the side you want to stand on? I ain't gonna be like, oh, now I gotta not like you because the white man convicted you. Come on, I know the system ain't right.
Wow.
We got a president that ran on the system crooked in his fix. Yeah. His name Donald J. Trump.
Yeah. And
straight up.
He ran on
the system is crooked. Yeah. And when he said he can get elected president, if I said I ain't gonna get no calls for business, I ain't gonna get no opportunities no more.
That you are operating as a foreign agent.
Come on, man.
Because
that's how white supremacy works.
How dare
but yeah, that's how it works.
The government.
That's how white supremacy. That's how white supremacy works. You're correct.
Yeah.
And then the people who work in it, that's them.
Yeah. Good Lord.
How dare you say we don't treat you bad, but like liquor stores are all around here.
You got all the liquor stores you need.
Right here.
We shipping in all this god doggone fentanyl for y'all.
How dare you say that we don't treat you bad, but we arrest the drug dealers, but not the stores that's in the corner stores that sell everything the drug dealer need legally to sell to you, the small dime bags,
all the supplies,
every supply.
Hey, I was in the store on Central, right? And I seen the little dime bags in there.
Wow.
No, I'm just saying.
Those are legal products.
These are legal products that they can sell. Now, you're not going to Walmart to go get this. This is right here at your corner store, right here. Convenience. And you can get everything you need right there. You can get a small scale.
Yeah.
A dime bag.
Yeah.
You know, everything you
need,
and then again, you can walk in there.
And then the product is there too. You just come on.
Stop playing.
I was going that too.
You got to do that Fred Sanford knock that on the side, and then you get the product.
And you know, it's speak easy. You know, if you know the right word.
Yeah, come on, man.
Dang.
So I mean, we got to look at the system, and the system needs to be changed. And then you know what? We're the problems, but again, we're not supplying it to ourselves.
Come on, man. And that's why I think it's important to have events like this and to do things like this. And I'm glad you were able to come through this morning, man, and talk about it. You know, with the Courageous 12, because the Courageous 12, this is a segment And we're talking about police, but there were so many courageous people who did so many different things.
The sanitation
workers and
the nurses. The nurses.
Man, look,
that's black infant mortality.
Just think with this, everything that we got, we had to fight for,
and we
weren't dying that much when we was delivering our own babies.
And so now
I'm just gonna get to you all the way in the road.
So you say we want that. So then you're looking at that. Also, what is the chairman doing? They have doulas, right? Because they're in St. Louis, they gave us the fact that in the first year of life for black babies, more babies die. Enough black babies die in the first year of life that can fill up 15 kindergarten classrooms.
Wow.
And so they seen a need, and they're bringing doulas there to help parents and mothers deliver their babies healthy, and so that they can survive their first year of life.
And I want to say this, bring it home. We had that same problem here in St. Pete. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bayfront was under investigation at one point about the large amount of deaths of black women inside of their prenatal or whatever the thing.
The babies?
The mother.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The mother wasn't making it out around here. You know what I'm saying? And the baby too, don't get me wrong, because when you talk about that rate, it's all mixed in, but we have it bad too. Yeah. It's not like, that's just, St. Louis. No. Bayfront Center.
Yeah, had that same problem.
Not Bayfront Center, my bad.
I mean, this is probably.
I saw an event at the center about that. Like, you're going to be doing something to address that.
We're doing the doula program.
Yeah, y'all going to talk about them stats, them numbers.
I always have to bring it.
Yeah, because I need that. I need that data, man.
So go to it's a website that you can
go
to.
meetatthecenter.org or hereatthecenter.com.
Okay.
You'll see our list of events, but that's a doula event is definitely coming up.
That's a doula event to talk about this maternal health. Yeah, and it's amazing. But like you were saying, just about the Courageous 12 and the things that they were up against. Yeah. And I mean, I just posted this. One of my mentors, Minister B.I., is a brother who was lynched, like, beaten and drowned.
Survived.
You know what I mean? And survived. Like with, and it was the same type of deal. Like, they went into the police station while he was waiting, and they pulled him out of the police station and took him into the swamps, and they stood on his back and tried to drown him. But the way God prepared him, he had been a lifeguard. He was a frogman in the Navy, so he could hold his breath forever, it seemed like. And so when they stood on his back and thought that they drowned him, he was just holding his breath. They left. And he survived this brutal beating and attack. You know what I'm saying? And this was in like Monroe, Louisiana in the 60s. But this is one of my mentors. And so you wonder why I am how I am.
From that cloth.
Yeah, because I talk to people who like, and it's a blessing. I understand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reality of it. Like, we talk about our stories and what we dealt with. And I mean, you got green team stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have like real
trauma. Those ain't stories. Those are traumatic situations.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, when I say story, I'm talking about the challenges, the choices, and the outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
make you the person you are today.
Exactly. The challenge that we had, the choices that we was faced with, and then the outcome of those, choices is what we're dealing with and what we expressing. And a lot of them situations, when you want to change it, you have to be courageous. Like, because the fear that they put out there, if you succumb to that fear, then you just continue on with the status quo. Yeah.
Ooh, I want to say something. And a lot of people don't know this. We had a lot of lynchings, but the KKK was never indicted or brought up on charges in America history. So when you look at these black organizations taking all these charges, ain't no bodies in the streets. People ain't burning from light poles. People ain't being drugged down and tore apart into pieces.
They don't have postcards.
They're advocating for black freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the organization that's advocating for white power gets a pass historically. I want to see the indictment papers if it is, somebody pull them up.
And you say this, and again, all black people was doing is protecting their people.
That's it.
That's it. But yet we can see us hung, drugged. We see tons of stories. You can come and lie to your friends to make them turn against you.
Listen.
I'm just saying, like, this is
drop on a dime, baby.
Like, if you can
meritorious.
You can do this trip with your family, the Equal Justice Initiative, like basically, like we do Just Mercy, that whole organization, and then the Lynching Memorial that shows the national like tombstones, or like it's like a copper marker.
Okay.
For every lynching that has happened in the United States. There's 3. There's 2 in Tampa and 1 for St.
That's recorded.
That's recorded.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dead bodies.
And take that energy on.
Yeah.
It make you want to come back and fight.
And I'm gonna say this because I went. You know, you got to be ready for that, right? That's not a Disney trip.
It ain't no Disney trip.
You know what I'm saying? They got jugs with people bodies in them and stuff that, you know, how they used to keep you out. I mean, that's crazy. And the reason, and so, you know, I'm into news. So when I go to towns, I listen to the news of that city. So I'm listening to, you know, the legislation as it's passing. That's taking voting rights. You know, they're doing all this stuff while we're here. We're spending our social justice money. These are millions of dollars we're pumping into their economy, right? On a field trip, and they hate us. They have monetized our pain. When I walked through that thing at first, I was like, "Ooh, I love it," right? And then my second mind kicked in. I said, "Oh my God, they have nothing here. They have the house Martin Luther King lived in, and that was firebombed. They rebuilt it and then made it historical. Who owned it? The city. The same people bombed it, right? They walked from Selma to Montgomery or whatever to." Bro, all along the interstate, it's nothing there. All they got is markers for this and another monument for this. They're not doing it because they love us, because they want our history. They're trying to take the history out of schools. This is a pure money-making endeavor. This is
they know we'll travel to come see
all over the world. Listen, 20 buses.
You know what? It's kind of like playing in your face.
Listen, 20 buses. When I was downtown, I'm counting all these buses, so it don't take me long. Right, and I'm looking. I see the new city walk. I was like, "Damn, they spending bread down here with it." You know what I'm saying? I take the walk. I'm looking around. I said, "Oh my God, they're getting social justice dollars from organizations all over the country to fill their coffers." And they don't. And then the laws, you're not paying attention to the laws. You ain't listening to what the laws they was doing while you was there.
Because they told you that was done.
No, they full court press.
You hear because they marched. And after they marched, everybody got the right to vote. And we all live happily ever after. Welcome to America, baby.
When we went, it was during campaign season, last May.
Okay.
When I say there was no hold bars on the ad, I mean they told the lady said I keep a 38 in the
old lady.
Purse.
Yeah, I seen her ad.
You better vote for me.
Yeah, I seen her ad. For real, I seen her ad with the strap.
Wow.
She pulled the strap out on the ad. And so I went with a social justice organization. It was like 3-4 of them, right? It wasn't a foundation. It was a couple other groups, right? And I know they not with this.
Yeah.
Right. So as I'm sitting, I'm like, boy, this is a mastermind plan. Boy, they're gonna highlight, you know, the wrongs you did to the black people, but we're going to continue doing it to them. So when you come and you spend your money in the hotel, then when you go to Applebee's and eat, I'm going to get that tax. You go get your gas. Your bus driver got to gas up before you get you home. Yeah. That's another big $1,500 hit.
The bed tax, the gas tax, the
and we for the
price of admission.
And we got the locals in the yoke. I'm at the hotel talking to the locals. You know, I get in where I fit in. I'm like, yeah, bro. He's like, man, ain't nothing here, bro. I'm like, what? He's like, man, ain't nothing here.
Just this. Yeah,
that's it.
Wow.
And then they paying them pennies.
Wow. But what we got here, we got the Courageous 12. That's going to be
tomorrow.
Not Thursday.
What's the time again?
It's going to be from 5:30 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Bring the babies. We got food. We got you covered.
At the center. At the center. And how can people register? Where do they go?
They can go here at thecenter.com, or they can go meet at thecenter.org. Courageous 12 042723. I can shoot you the link, Kiana, so you can post it.
Okay, awesome. All right, so yeah, we are 5 minutes away from landing the plane. I was reading about the Freedom School, so I don't know if y'all saw this. As we still in this vein, right? Let me see if I can find it real quick. So it's Freedom Summer. So there was basically a school. It's a local group that's redoing it. So it was a 1964 photo that was provided by the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, with people participating in activities as a part of Freedom Summer. That year, scores of volunteers traveled to Mississippi to register Black voters, teach literacy and civics at Freedom Schools. There's a program in St. Petersburg that aims to replicate that model by educating students of Black history this summer. So this summer in St. Pete, there's a group that's replicating the Freedom Summer movement. It's a retired lawyer. She grew up during segregation and Jim Crow. She's leading the effort to make sure that teens learn the truth about Black history. With Summer Freedom School is based on the 1964 model. It's the St. Petersburg branch of Association for the Study of African American Life and History, and they're aiming to teach children and celebrate and really recognize its history. So if you want to learn more about it, I'll put the link in our chat, but it's ASALH St. Petersburg.org/freedom school. And the flyer is also on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club page. But yeah, it's like that stuff is still happening, and it's people still grinding, still making sure that it's not lost. That whole never forget, mantra, hashtag never forget, man. And really remember that history. So there's another group that's doing something like that too this summer. So
that's definitely positive.
Yeah, positive stuff, man. So the Courageous 12 is happening tomorrow. You're gonna be talking about maternal health at some point.
That's coming in the next,
we're
like say 30,
60
60 days.
Chronic health, the disparities in chronic diseases between Black and brown residents. That's going to be happening at the center. You'll be able to hear from local community members. They're going to be providing strategies on ways to actually close some of these gaps. And
brain tumors as well. That's like May 13th as well.
Okay, May 13th. We talking about brain tumors.
Brain tumor survivors and their stories.
Oh man,
is there a disparity with brain tumors?
There is.
Man,
Dr. Kentea Beeler.
Yeah, Dr. Beeler
Gonna be running it. She has.
You remember Dr. Beeler?
I know Dr. Beeler.
Yeah.
I mean, because she has her own story. She had a brain tumor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She had a brain tumor and had.
I know people with brain tumor
and had to bounce all the way back. Like she tells her story about it. Yes.
So she doing that event. All right. So we got our final thoughts, y'all.
Go her.
Final thoughts. I'm just blessed to be among good people, my people, all the time. That's it. That's my main goal.
It's fun.
Definitely.
Lots of fun. Mr. Edmund, final thought?
Oh man, we got a lot of work to do. So get with us, stay tuned. Let's make some stuff happen. Let's push the limit, y'all. Let's be courageous for our generation, right? Let's do something courageous, y'all.
Real deal. Brother Donnie said, read the book Cigar City Mafia.
Oh yeah, he was loading up, and I was just reading
up in the Sicilian and Cuban gangsters in Tampa worked with the Bolita gangsters in St. Petersburg and had a full-scale battle against the Ku Klux Klan.
We got a deep Ku Klux Klan history here.
So
the lynch mob.
Let's talk about that on Friday, Brother Donnie. Let's bring that in Freestyle Friday. The Cigar City Mafia: A Complete History of the Tampa Underworld. It's a book by Scott M. Deitch. Yeah. My final thoughts, man, is more that needs to be done and needs to be said, man. Y'all check out, y'all find King Reno. He left his number in the chat. I don't know if he left it in the chat, but he said it on air. Put it in there so you can find King Ree and shop with Miss Peanut, man.
And say the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club so you can get that 20% off.
Use that promo code. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. So today is Wednesday. If y'all looking for something to do, Damian Davis, free comedy show at 31 Grand. Starts at like 8:00, I believe, tonight. He say, she say it's coming up next first Friday, Cinco de Mayo. So yeah, just be on the look for some great stuff. Be the change you want to see, you want to be. Write down those 5 things, and let's just do more.
That's right. So this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
I am the one and only Mr. Edmund.
Who you is?
I'm Harold Bryant, better known as Scamp.
And we out. We do good.